You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. According to a new breakdown of schools nationwide, Florida is ranked as one of the worst states for teachers. The study points to the profession as one of the lowest paying. At the same time, demands for student achievement continue to rise.
But where can Florida start to make a change? ABC7's Dwayne Lindo spoke with a few people today who say they have the answer. Dwayne?
Well, Jacqueline Scott, get this. Florida ranks in the bottom 5 places for teachers to thrive. There are qualifiers such as pay, teacher-student ratio. But the bottom line for some, there needs to be some serious changes in legislation if it's going to get any better.
We've all seen the protests by teachers around the state and here on the Sun Coast, asking for better pay and an overall better environment. Retired teacher Linda Boone taught in Florida for more than 4 decades. She says although passing of the school tax referendum is helping boost teacher pay, she believes overall teaching conditions are getting worse.
There's a lot of pressure because we can't control the way the students come to us, but we're supposed to sometimes work miracles with students that are far, far behind when they come.
Boone says she believes part of the reason is a disconnect between lawmakers in Tallahassee and local teaching professionals.
If they are making these mandates that are either expensive, impossible to meet, or a combination of both, it really makes it difficult to keep teachers in the classroom.
They really need to take a look at education and dedicate themselves to it. I mean, that's not the case now, and I think that has to happen at the ballot boxes. They're more interested in offering charter schools and now vouchers, which take money away from the public schools.
Executive Director of the Sarasota Classified Teachers Association, Barry Dubin, believes the Sarasota district is one of the best in Florida, but says it's still difficult to attract good teachers.
People don't really feel they have much discretion anymore in the classrooms. It's really not a very good environment to be a teacher in anymore. And from my point of view, it's sad to see that most teachers I know don't want to see their own children go into teaching. I mean, that's just sad.
Now, where gubernatorial candidates are concerned, DeSantis is looking to expand the state's private school voucher program, pledging to spend more money in classrooms. While Gillum, the Democratic candidate, is looking to use extra money for boosting teacher pay. Reporting live in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. A Parkland school shooting suspect Nicholas Cruz back in court today for a status hearing on his death penalty case. Today, Cruz's lawyers asked a judge to allow additional interviews of hundreds of witnesses rather than relying on written statements or other documents. The judge agreed to allow only one to be interviewed so far, saying that the effort was premature.
An update now on a story we told you about last week. A North Carolina woman who sheltered animals during Hurricane Florence is now free from charges. The Wayne County District Attorney's Office dropping all charges against Tammy Hedges. She was accused of running an illegal veterinary operation after she took in 27 dogs and cats during Florence. Her story gained national attention and more than 10,000 people signed online petitions demanding all those charges be dropped, which they were.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert weather forecast this hour. Bob.
Casey Key, this is the webcam. We'll take a review since 11:37 this morning, showing pretty calm conditions out there in the waters. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures at the beaches warmed in around to the mid-80s there. That west coast sea breeze kicking in a little earlier too, and that is causing more inland storms this afternoon. But we will see some of these work their way toward the coast. You can see a lot of activity down to our south right now into Fort Myers near Naples. They had a big round of storms. All this is moving to the north and northwest at around 10 miles an hour. So we will see that really start to fire up into Hardee and DeSoto counties, as well as into East Sarasota and Manatee counties over the next hour or so. And then this will eventually break down that breeze, and these will have a tendency to work back toward the coast, I say after 8 o'clock tonight. So I would not be surprised to see a few scattered storms along the coast later on this evening. Not much going on there now. A few showers along I-75 down south into Charlotte County near Punta Gorda, but all in all, a fairly quiet afternoon, but it is hot. Temperatures did drop a little bit at the airport, at Sarasota Meridian Airport, as a result of a shower that moved through down to 83, then it quickly bounced back up, and the feels like temperature now close to 100 degrees. More on your weather coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. Now to the latest on Bill Cosby. After the disgraced comedian was sentenced to 3 to 10 years for sexual assault and is now designated a sexually violent predator. Cosby, America's dad, now dressed in prison blues. He left the courtroom shackled in handcuffs and was taken directly to jail. He's traded in his mansion now for the State Correctional Institution Phoenix, a nearly 4,000 bed lockup outside Philadelphia that opened 2 months ago. After 3 years, Cosby would potentially be eligible for release, and things like his behavior and his age would then be used to determine exactly when he could walk away a free man.
History is being made as the first all-female NFL announcing team prepares to go on the air, paving a path for other women in a mostly male-dominated field. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez shows us the women making history in the NFL.
Take it to him.
Has always been a man's world.
Still going. Touchdown.
But now, for the first time ever, 2 women will be at the helm calling NFL games.
This is the first time it's 2 women, and I think it's wonderful.
Amazon Prime pairing up veteran sports broadcasters Hannah Storm and Andrea Kramer to announce all 11 Thursday night football games this season airing on its streaming service.
The first thing they said to us is this isn't a gimmick. They didn't set out to do a quote-unquote girls broadcast. They set out to do something different, to give an option to their listeners.
Storm has been a sportscaster for more than 3 decades and now hosts SportsCenter on ESPN. Kramer has covered 25 Super Bowls and was recognized by the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Both women adding a new groundbreaking accomplishment to already impressive resumes.
It is historic, and I think you share my opinion. You look forward to the day when it's noted but not news and just something that's part of the regular course of business.
And the first of the history-making broadcasts will be this Thursday, with the pair covering the matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Good game to watch, too.
Yeah,
Two of the best
looking
teams.
forward to seeing all that.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new report finds customers are overpaying on a quarter of all prescriptions.
Why some pharmacists are being told to upcharge thousands of dollars.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Alberto Palaika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Drug prices continue to rise, and those hikes affect everyone from patients who are buying their prescriptions to anyone who pays taxes. Investigate TV takes a closer look.
This small bottle of pills cost pharmacy manager Gerald Michel $31. The drug, a lower dosage generic of Viagra.
That particular strength generally is used to help elevate blood pressure that is too low.
But at checkout, the price on that $31 bottle surged. The pharmacy benefit manager told Michel's family-owned pharmacy to charge the customer $2,000.
It's just unadulterated greed.
Instead, the pharmacy filled the prescription bypassing the pharmacy benefit manager. The cost for the customer, less than $50.
That's quite a big difference.
It's ridiculous. Is it just about a money grab now in healthcare?
Is it safe to say patients, customers of pharmacies, are overpaying for medication?
Everybody's overpaying.
He may be right. According to a recent University of Southern California study, customers overpaid on nearly 25% of all pharmacy prescriptions. In most cases, it would have been cheaper for the consumers to buy the drug without using their insurance.
You buy insurance for the reason of lowering your prescription drug costs, but more and more, patients are able to find prescriptions less expensive if they don't use their insurance than if they do.
The USC study cites the drugs with the most frequent overpayments. On the list, a drug to treat insomnia, high blood pressure, and chest pain, and a commonly prescribed steroid. In the case involving Gerald Michel's pharmacy, a quick phone call revealed a PBM charging his customer nearly $2,000 was Optum RX.
Thank you for calling Optum RX.
And that's who NBRX is.
So you just called and that's Optum.
That's Optum.
So Optum United tried to overcharge this patient $1,900.
That is correct.
Optum is affiliated with the nation's largest health insurance company, United Healthcare.
It drives me nuts.
To save yourself money, start asking questions. See if your prescription would be cheaper without using insurance. Price it out at different pharmacies. And don't forget community or independent pharmacies. They can sometimes be much cheaper. And always ask your pharmacist or doctor if there's a better alternative for the drug prescribed. If not, you may continue paying more. The USC study estimates its 6-month sample discovered $135 million in overpayments.
I think the most generous would call it capitalism. I would call it profiteering and greed in many cases because it's not a fair system.
An Optum spokesperson told us if a member's copay is higher than the cash price that the pharmacy enters in their point-of-sale system, the consumer should pay the cash price. Adding if the pharmacy is not accurately entering their cash price, they are in violation of their contract with us. But multiple pharmacists contacted by Investigate TV dispute what Optum said.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, just a spectacular night last night with momentous clouds and then all these crawlers. You could see these lightning streaks going across the sky. Not enough energy with this one to reach the ground, but it has enough to go to cloud. And this was from Val Vasilescu, and they're part of the lightning mafia. I don't think they're going to do it in about a month and a half when all this lightning is gone. Dylan John Wade Cox, also a part of that team. This is a composite shot. Boy, amazing, isn't it? Sarasota Bay. This is about 40 minutes, a little over that, of lightning that occurred last night, and it was pretty awesome out over the water. Ryan Blass is proud of this one. This is just a single shot, and you can see cloud to ground with a lot of those crawlers going across the skies, and there was plenty of them. Kathy Reka getting this one, and it looks like she said, and I kind of saw it too, a little bit of a smile here at what's going on. I don't know. We'll see what we're going to have tonight. We may have some storms late tonight out in the Gulf of Mexico as a result of the sea breeze getting knocked down eventually by this southeast wind. But there's a front to the north. We're going to see more and more of these come through. But that won't happen for the next couple of weeks. Long-range models indicating nothing going to get all the way through. There's going to be a couple in about a week from now. They get close to us, but then fade away. And then eventually, as we get past mid-October, we'll start to see, I think, more and more make their way through and start to cool us off. And hopefully these cold fronts will bring stronger winds, too, out in the Gulf, which will have a tendency to bring the waves up a little higher and maybe break up some of this red tide. There are the storms I mentioned moving southeast. A lot of activity now down to our south. We're going to start to see that increase in our coast, I think, later on this evening. Most of the showers now with that sea breeze starting to flare up in East Sarasota County, western portions of DeSoto and Hardy County. This is the focus, the main focus area for the next hour, hour and a half. And then the outflow boundaries from those will eventually work their way toward the coast later on this evening. And some of those storms could bring some locally heavy rain and, yes, of course, some of that lightning too. Futurecast showing that activity starting to increase in our inland counties and pushing toward the coast. I think that's where the heaviest rainfall will be in Hardy, DeSoto, East, Manatee, and Sarasota counties. Again, tomorrow, pretty good chance for scattered showers and storms moving on through. Less activity on Friday. Good news for football Friday night. Rain chances are dropping as we see high pressure build overhead. Good news for Carolinas. This is heading off to the northeast, getting picked up by that cold front and carried off into the open waters of the Atlantic. Well, Kirk is not done yet. Starting to flare up again. We can see some pretty high cloud tops, what appears to be the center there. This is a tropical storm now. It doesn't look like it's going to get to hurricane status, but hurricane forecast intensities aren't all that great, so we'll see. It's still going to bring some very gusty winds and tropical storm force into the central islands there. Also some very heavy rainfall. But notice what happens. It drops down to a low pressure area in 5 days from now in the central Caribbean due to the fact that we should see some pretty high winds that are there and now and will be there as it gets closer to it. For boaters tomorrow, same old story, that west wind developing in the afternoon, otherwise seas running less than 2 feet. Rain chances getting lower and lower as we head into the weekend. Looks good, albeit hot. High temperatures will be slightly above average, right around 90 degrees with the heat index up near 100. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. And first alert traffic, US 301 in Bradenton moving slow right now between 63rd Avenue East and State Road 70. Scott.
In consumer news, the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates for a third time this year. The big question is whether the strong U.S. economy, which has been fueled this year by tax cuts and increased government spending, could weaken next year, especially if President Trump's trade fights begin to inflict damage and the benefits of the tax cuts start to fade. If the Fed finds that prospect likely, it might slow its rate increases next year.
Well, Amazon just made a huge investment toward building voice-activated smart homes. Last week, Amazon unveiled new Alexa devices and home appliances to make your life more convenient. Now the company made its first investment in Plant Prefab, a startup that builds prefabricated homes using sustainable materials. Plant Prefab's CEO says they'll work with Amazon to integrate Alexa and other Amazon smart home technology into Plant Prefab's standard home platforms. And I feel like this was a movie from like 10 or 15 years ago on Disney.
I know.
The idea of a smart home. Who would have thought?
It's here. Yeah.
It is.
Entertainment news is coming up next.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Sun Coast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
In entertainment news, boxing champion Victor Ortiz is facing a rape charge.
The Oxnard Police Department says the former Dancing with the Stars competitor surrendered on Tuesday. The 31-year-old allegedly sexually assaulted a woman inside a residence in Oxnard, California back in March, and she contacted authorities. They've been investigating for the last several months and recently issued an arrest warrant. Ortiz is charged with 3 counts of felony sexual assault, including rape. His bail is set at $100,000.
The University of Minnesota is awarding Prince an honorary degree for his influence on music and his role in shaping Minneapolis, his hometown. The school's highest honor, the Doctorate of Humane Letters, will be presented to Prince's sister. The university had been preparing to present it to Prince himself before he died of an accidental painkiller overdose in 2016.
Break out the Kleenex. A new drama premiering tonight might make you shed some tears. A Million Little Things has drawn early comparisons to another weepy drama, This Is Us. It's about a close group of friends and how their bonds are challenged and redefined when tragedy strikes. The drama is part tearjerker, part comedy with a big dose of mystery. You can watch that premiere tonight right here on ABC7 at 10 o'clock. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're getting all the season premieres.
I know.
In the coming
so
week
many
or so.
shows I have to start catching up on.
We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.